Yeah. Smithy left back, Smudge right back, Spud. Yeah.
All of Swansea, you better be listening.
See on Saturday.
In the valleys. Alright everybody, and welcome back to another match preview on the channel. This one is for Saturday's game, Swansea versus Sunderland. Stephen?
It's actually Sunderland versus Swansea, but we'll not pull you up on that one much. But yeah,
I'm joking with that. I'm trying to. I was too in that moment.
You're too happy that I'm dying. But yeah, as you know, I'm on night shift and I'm ill, so apologies for me looking like death. But yes, like Paul said, it's Sunderland versus Swansea, 3 o'clock kick-off again on Saturday. We're going to briefly talk about the Norwich game because, if we're honest, there's not much to talk about.
No. There's a few pointers what we're looking back about it.
There's a few, yeah, and there's a few rumourings. There's a few things being said about what's happening within the stadium, so we'll mention that and then we'll ask for your thoughts on it and things like that as well, mate. So before we get on,
hit the thumbs up and subscribe if you're brand new to the channel.
And this video is coming to you from Tyne Away Your Garage Doors. Get up, lad. I was happy that he'd rotated the squad. Because yes, we know we're in the playoffs. We've got that to look like, to obviously, on the horizon. So instead of keeping the same 11 and running them into the ground, like it was good, Job had a little niggle, so he didn't risk him. Lefay's still not fully back, so he's just easing him into the squad. There's certain players, like I've seen Alexis getting a lot of stick. But he's never played in his position once since we signed him. No. And he hasn't played that much. I think he's been used 31 times as an unused sub this season. I like the fact that he changed the squad up a bit. I really do.
I like the fact that he was rotating a few players, but the amount of changes that he made. Listen, he's got 5 games now to find out who's his attacking line and who he's going to be starting for these playoffs. Because you have to get me in the starting lineup, and obviously Isidore is his main striker. So somehow, for me personally, I would have had it in the end about wide in Watson's spot, to be honest.
Yeah, I think that's what it would be. If we still don't know the seriousness of Mundell's injury.
No,
we know he went off. You said it seemed like the same thing as before. But for me, providing the kid fit, our forward 4, if you will, Roberts, Mayenda, Lefay, Isidore.
100%.
That's 100%. For me. That's what it is. But that's what I would go for. But like I've just said before, I like the fact he's rotating the squad and giving other players a chance. You never know, we might have someone who's hitting form but haven't been playing, and then they get on the pitch and they might have a blinder.
But see, there's a fine line between rotating the squad and then making a lot of changes. I know that Job apparently took a knock, so he rested him, which is fair enough. But like you said, Yelder came in for Brown.
Right,
Brown
came in for Job. He came in for Job.
Came in for Job.
Yeah.
So we had to start Yelder, and Hume went back to the right back.
So that was a change. That was a tactical change. Obviously, because Job took a knock, so he didn't kind of drop Brown from right back. He put Hume back there, but Yelder in because he was fitting there, put Brown in Job's position. And other than that, the only other change was Mayenda starting and Watson.
Watson starting. And Alexis. So there was quite a bit of movement around of the squad, and for me personally, I didn't like it when this happened simply because it unbalances the squad, and that's what it seemed like in the 67 minutes against Norwich. We're just saying disjointed, unbalanced. We was shocking, mate, to be honest.
Well, yeah,
I thought Dan had his worst first half in the Sunderland shirt.
Oh, the first half wasn't great for anyone to watch. No, it wasn't. But with all them changes, we still kept a clean sheet.
No, we didn't.
Norwich, let's be honest, Patterson had a blinder. If all things considered, he did. Another third clean sheet in a row. He saved the shot. The shots against him weren't great, but you've still got to be there to save them.
Oh, definitely.
You know what I mean? And you've got to give him credit for that.
Well, if one of the saves made, he saved it, but he put it round where if he parried it, I think it was Sainz waiting to tap it in.
Sergeant or
Sainz, one of them were there waiting to tap it in. But I was kind of impressed with the way Norwich approached the game, the way with it attacking it.
Well, they went for it.
They went for it. That's a positive thing going into these playoffs that we're starting to keep clean sheets.
You can't get beat if you didn't concede goals.
No, that you can't, man.
But then if we don't score goals against the penalties, we're screwed.
And then, mate, when I seen that trio coming on, the substitutes what Reggie made, which I was glad he was bold. He thought, nah, I'm changing it, it's not working. And he made early subs, and it was Isidore, Lefay, Roberts.
Yeah.
Game changed for me then.
The game did change. Last 20 minutes, we were playing some great football. We had a few chances ourselves to put it in. Mayenda arguably should have done better with his chance, but he kind of spoofed it and it was going wide. But we I think we dominated the last 15 minutes. I think we dominated. We had a couple of chances. But all being said, I think the draw was a fair result because Norwich were the better team for at least 3/4 of that match.
Ah, definitely, mate.
They couldn't break us down. Then you kind of just, I think it's wrong. I would have loved it if we'd nicked the winner in the last 5 minutes.
That would have been class.
But I think a fair result to draw. But like I say, we've confirmed our place in the playoffs.
We have.
But let's be honest. We've pretty much known we're going to finish 4th for a while.
Well, it's funny you should say that. If we beat Swansea at the Stadium Light on Saturday, that's 4th hours.
Yeah.
That's it.
Unless we lose the rest of our games 5-0, because then goal difference will knock us out.
Can't say that.
No.
But if we win, it's 4th hours. Which, it's a massive credit to Reggie in his first year with his new team in English football. To where we were last season, to where we are now, 16th. Looked like we were going to go down if there was a couple of more games to play in the season. We probably would have.
Oh, God, aye.
To where we are now. He's brought stability amongst these young players, and I'm really enjoying it. So hopefully he can get the tackle line sorted before the playoffs.
Well, I've thoroughly enjoyed this season. I have. There's been some frustrating moments, but there's frustrating moments no matter who you support. I said after we finished the stream on Tuesday, I said to him, I said I'd quite happily stay in the Championship because every week at least you've got the chance of winning games.
You know
what I mean? But obviously,
tongue in cheek, wasn't it?
Tongue in cheek, aye, but it makes so much difference leaving the stadium with 3 points than what it does when you've been hammered 6-0 Man City. Not that that's going to happen though.
I know.
No chance. I suppose Swansea. Swansea on Saturday.
In the valleys.
See those 2 houses in the valleys? Middle one's mine. Whose coat is that jacket? We ain't got no bread, so we'll have to have toast. Right, sorry, that's all the stereotypes on the way.
Oh, you've knocked us for 6 now. Now, Swansea, listen.
All of Swansea, listen.
All of Swansea, you better be listening. They just won 3-0 in the last game against Plymouth. They was fighting for their lives, so they'll have kept that game.
Very well, though.
They beat them 3-0.
Yeah.
And do you know what it is for me, Swansea? They're going to be a dangerous opponent because they're playing for nothing, which gives them a little bit of freedom. So they're playing for nout. They come to the stadium, they've got knee pressure, and that's where they can be dangerous.
I've wrote down here, they've had a funny season. And I didn't mean like they've all been just as clowns and all that. What I mean is, they've been very inconsistent, right? But they've beat teams really they shouldn't have. And they've been beat off teams that they shouldn't have been beat off.
Aye.
So that's why I'm saying the inconsistency, you know what I mean? And they've hit a bit of form lately. Like you said, they beat Plymouth 3-0. The game before that, they beat Derby 2-0, who's hit a bit of form. And then the game before that, they drew 2-2 with Leeds. So they have hit a bit of form. But the last time we played them at their place was the game where we came back from 2-0 down.
And we won 3-2, and I think that was probably one of the not only times we've scored 3 goals in a game this season. So thank you, Swansea, for that one. But it was an amazing game where Job scored at the game. And he ran round the back and celebrated with the fans, the players.
I remember 17 minutes in and we were 2-0 down. We were doing the live stream, and I thought, so we'll just turn it off. We just thought, and then Ballard pulled one back with a cracking diving header in the 28th minute, I want to say.
You missed the Dan Neil one. Because
I was on my phone.
You were on your phone, and I was like, and he just.
But then there was Dan Neil scored in the 73rd minute, and then Bellingham scored Job scored in the 75th. So it was a quick fire 2 goals. Bloody hell!
You're bad.
I took my breath out. I made us knackered that.
But mate, these have got some good players, and what I want to mention is the centre half. He's called Darlin. He's got 4 goals and 3 assists. He scored in the last game against Plymouth.
I want to mention I've got this down. I've got a big list of their players, to be fair, which you probably think is weird because of where they are in the league. Sorry, the 14th in the league, won 14, drew 9, lost 18. So obviously very consistent. They're sitting 14th. They've scored 44. They've conceded 51, which gives them a goal difference of
-7.
Good lad. Someone's done his research. The last five. Like I said, they've won the last 2, then they drew, then they lost the 2 before that. But like players, he's mentioned that Harry Darlin. Yes, 4 goals, 3 assists. But I also want to mention 2 other defenders that they've got, and that's Josh Key and Josh Timon. Because between the 3 of them, and bear in mind these are all defenders, they've got 7 goals and they've got 10 assists between them. So they're obviously defenders that like to go forward. I'd imagine Darlin, the centre half, he probably gets a lot of his from set pieces and things like that. But
so they probably specialises in set pieces.
But you would assume so, yeah.
Well, their leading top goal scorer is Liam Cullen. We've spoke about him previously on this channel, and he's got 10 goals. But
and 2 assists.
He was the unused sub in the last game.
I've got that written down there as well. Sub last game. But yes, he was. So I don't know whether if he was being rested, because like Paul said, there's not much to play for. But then again, if he went out to play for, he was confident anyway, didn't he?
Aye, no, it's fair.
But yeah, he's top goal scorer with 10 goals and 2
Unless you're
assists.
thinking about selling him.
He was sub last game. The other forward, when he plays on the, he's the forward. The other forward they've got is Vipotnik. He's got 6 goals and no assists. They've got the right winger, who is the Brazilian Ronald.
He scored 2 goals past us at the Stadium of Light. If you remember, Luke 09 got the consolation goal. And they beat us 2-1 at our place. The last time they were here.
Did they?
Missed it. Cullen didn't. Good save. Then put away by Ronald.
I thought they only signed him this season.
No.
Well, anyway, he's got 1 goal and 7 assists this season. So he's obviously a winger that creates things, but he'll be running down the right, so he'll be attacking towards, I'd imagine, Yelder or Hume, obviously. Also,
Yelder.
I said Yelder or Hume. And then there's someone here, but I think he might be injured. If there's any Swansea fans watching, let us know. They've got Miles Peart Harris. He's got 3 goals and 4 assists. He's a bit of a playmaker for them. Gonzalo Franco has been their player of the season, apparently. He's got 2 goals and 2 assists. He plays in centre midfield. And he reckons that he's been Swansea's most important player this season and best player this season.
The last game we played at the Stadium of Light, it was... Who was it? We won 1-0, didn't we?
It was
Millwall. And funny enough, I know I'm just going to briefly touch upon this. Obviously, we're looking to get the 3 points so we can get 4th cemented. That would be our spot. Millwall are closing in on a chance to get the playoffs, mate. And who is it? Alex Neil.
Yeah.
They're literally, I think, the 3 points off. And
no, that way.
They've got 57. I think West Brom's got 57. Middlesbrough's got 60. Coventry have got 62, so they're 5 points off.
62.
62, aye.
Coventry's in 6th. Bristol City's in 5th. They're the informed team at the minute. We've got them on Friday. Can't wait.
We're playing them. We potentially could be playing them 3 times in the space of a couple of weeks.
Exactly. Can't wait. Mint, the most informed team in the football league.
The proper flyer. I've been worried about these for God knows how long, right?
But look, like I say, which Swansea's going to turn up? Are they going to play up? Are they going to give it a go? Is it going to be a free game? Because like I say, yes, we still haven't cemented 4th, but let's be honest, we're going to.
Personally, mate, I hope to God he doesn't make as many changes as what he has done. Like I said before, he's got 5 games to suss out who he's starting the lineup
I think he already knows, but it's keeping them fit.
True.
And every time you play someone who you've got in mind to be in your start 11, every time you play them, you're risking them getting injured. But I know that is football.
That's the thing, mate. I dig it. Listen, we've got the top 6 now. We have.
Definitely.
It's near. We have got it. It's a fact. So what do? You're stuck between a rock and a hard place. You want to be going in the playoffs with form. You want to be heads didn't want to start dropping with 5 games to go because they can easily done in 5 games. So for me personally, it's hard. You've got to manage these players without them getting injured. So God knows what he's going to do. That's why we're not managers and Reggie is. He's got that hard decision to back.
We don't know what he's going to go with. Like I say, his lineup against Norwich did shock us all.
Oh, everyone.
But like I said, I like the idea of rotating the squad. We're at home. Is he going to start the fair or is he going to keep him on the bench and just ease him in? Will Joe be featured because they kept him out just as a precaution because he took a little knock? Is he going to be rested another day just to give him even longer to fix his little niggle, if you will? Is he going to try different formations?
Well, do you know what, Steve? I didn't think we should be resting them for all of these 5 games because they need to be match fit as well. You know what I mean?
What I'm saying is he going to start? Is he going to start them and run them in the ground, or is he going to bring them on, or start them and then bring them off?
Probably die.
I think he's got to be careful with the way he manages, but like I said, that's his job, and I'm sure he'll do things wisely. All players these days wear them sports bras which monitor you.
Exactly.
Your recovery, your breathing, your heart rate, all that sort of
about to say that.
They'll all be getting tracked during the game. Never mind them.
A lot guns
training,
a lot guns into the starting 11. Like a lot of research and analysis guns into who they're going to start, who they're going to select.
None of that when I was young.
No,
get a fag packet out your pocket and say, right, hold on, who's that? All right, yeah. Smithy left back, Smudge right back, Spud. Yeah, Benson. Oh no, sorry, that's the fags. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's a very intricate procedure these days, isn't it? It really is. The technology's took over everything. But you had top players like Razor Ruddock, Paul Merson and all that.
Half cut.
There was knee 6 packs or pecs in them days. You know what I mean? It was literally finish the game, Finish the game, still be a skip on, go outside the front of the stadium. In fact, no, you didn't need it then. Go to the stadium, in the change room, spark a tab up, and then go straight to the bar.
Well, then we may as well move on to Sunderland, Stephen.
I thought that's what we've just been talking about.
But we get carried away, we always do.
Indeed.
But the game, like you said, it's somewhat a free hit. But if we win, that's 4th hours. That's the only thing why I'm thinking Reggie might start a strong team. Now, he's rested a lot of players against Norwich, so are them now going to come in? For me, probably that's what he's going to do.
Or maybe at least 2 of them, or a couple of them. You know what I mean?
Probably Job comes back in. Maybe he starts.
Maybe Job will start on the bench because he was left out completely the other night.
Well, Isidore will start because Isidore likes to. Well, he was saying, I don't know, not his attitude, but like, Isidore likes to whinge about why he's been on the bench and stuff like that. He said. So I can imagine him, bringing in Reggie's here.
Well, there's a few people who've said this, right? And I can understand it because Isidore is a natural wide player. We signed him, he's a winger, he's a natural wide player. Mayenda is down the centre. So while we've got the games, why not try Isidore out wide and Mayenda in the middle? Do that and then have them swap out every now and again.
Well, that's what he's got. He's got 5 games to deal on him.
Exactly right.
For me, Isidore did say, I'm a striker. That's what he said when he came to the club. He went, my name's Wilson Isidore and I'm a striker.
Yeah.
So, but he has played, when he was in Russia.
He played majority on the right,
and he cut in. You know what I mean? So, a bit like what Broad did, don't you all them youngster gone now, where he was, he's a striker, he's a winger. So, for me, I think he might start Wilson. I think he will. Hopefully it's a strong team and we can be entertained by numerous goals.
That's all we want. That's all we want. We want to go there, enjoy watching the lads play. And obviously put on a show. Let us enjoy it. Let us just not say 1-0 wins.
No.
Things like that.
Bite your fingernails.
Someone, you know what I mean?
I know.
But also, just before we get on to the score predictions, I was going to mention earlier on, but I forgot.
What?
The whispering around is that apparently David Bruce is looking at, and the club are looking at moving the away fans back down to the bottom bowl. Calm down.
Yes.
They're just looking at it at the minute. I've also heard.
Well, you know him, didn't you?
Wait, I was in school with his brother.
Well, then, tell him.
I was in school with his brother. I wouldn't say I'm
Just say, listen,
I wouldn't say we're besties.
Just say, I'm Steve off Jazzy and Steve. Listen, this is what the fans want. But to be honest, it is what the fans want, and it's what the away fans want. He ain't gone right up there.
Put them in the bottom of the east stand, so they've got the whole Roker end just singing at them. And also, I have heard rumour, and I don't know if I mentioned it on Tuesday, but I've also heard whispers that the whole Roker end is going to be safe standing. What is everyone's thoughts on that? Let us know in the comments.
That's I'll be happy with that.
I will be. My ass is whinging though, because she's going to be me back on here if I could
That's what you heard about it now.
You know what I mean?
I love standing me in it. It just reminds us of
I do, but I'm going down to ticket over tomorrow, and I'm going to ask about moving my seat further back. But we'll find out.
If you do, if they can, then hopefully I can. Where we sit, it's right at the front. It's just a nightmare, isn't it? Well, that's good.
It's not a nightmare.
It is.
It's not a nightmare, but further back you get a much better view.
Like we get it's like we're on pitch fucking.
But I get to catch all of Robertson's shots.
They come very close.
They do,
Right then. Score predictions. I'm going first.
No, you went first on with Norwich.
Oh, I did.
You did, so I'm going to go first. I think the defence and Patos on they'll be confident as hell. They're running in good form. Swansea are hit and miss, so I'm going to go for a Sunderland 2-0 victory. I think we're going to get another clean sheet, and I think we're going to get 2 goals in front of the 40-odd thousand that's going to be there, hopefully.
Well, gone off the Norwich game, mate. Obviously, the 67 minutes was dire to watch. We all know that. The changes made an improvement. So hopefully, me personally, I want to win every single game. I wanted to start every single game with a strong team, getting loads of confidence going into these playoffs. And if he does that, the defence, like you say, they've been solid, right?
Oh, of course, yeah.
And we still haven't lost with Yelder in the team or making appearances.
And we also haven't won without Job in the team.
Exactly. So Job comes in and we win.
Yeah, there you go. Job done.
I'm going to go for a Sunderland 3-1 win. Pinching ease again.
So I went for something different. I'll just snip it in there. It's like getting up early, getting out of bed, and not being a noise and going to work, and then getting to me spotting. You know what I mean?
Keeping your bed warm.
Nightmare. Right. Not that we've had any 3-1s this season, by the way.
Oh, yeah, no, that's what happens all at once.
Right. Apart from that, that's it. I'll enjoy your kip. I don't know what time this is going to be on. This is going to be live, probably in a bit, but I'm off to work to die loudly in Nissan by coughing and spluttering. Hopefully I'm alright by Saturday, because like I say, I've got my cup semi-final in the morning. And then obviously we've got the Red and White Wizards on the afternoon.
We are right. That's about it then, everybody. Hit the thumbs up.
And subscribe if you're new. We're the lads.